Hi everyone, I'm Mark South. I'm the Chief Operating Officer at 11. I'm excited to be at GDC, and we're talking about Frozen Synapse Prime on Android.
What does your game bring new to the genre?
Frozen Synapse Prime is a simultaneous turn-based strategy game, and one of the things that I believe Prime introduces to the genre is that it's this concept of precision. In our game, you plan out your moves methodically, and you can also simulate the enemy's moves as well too. And there are so many scenarios that can play out. You build precision into your gameplay, so I don't think there's been a game where you manage every second of your gameplay more than Frozen Synapse.
What excites you about what you can accomplish in mobile gaming today?
The great advancements in mobile gaming, I think, are just the horsepower you have now to play with. So the games you're seeing on mobile, they're not watered down versions. They're the full fat versions of what you see. And because of that, when you're making a game, and even if it's a AAA console game, you can literally start thinking about how that game would work on mobile and still deliver the same experience.
How do you feel you're pushing things forward with your game?
As for the gameplay, there aren't many games that encourage a player to focus so intently of every second of gameplay. It's unique to how slowly it gets the player into a perfectionist mindset, where you make a command, view the outcome, keep tweaking it until you're absolutely certain it can't be beaten.
And how have you worked with Nvidia on your game?
So Nvidia provided us with all the tool chain for getting the game done on Android, and for us it was like a one-shop stop for Android development. We use Nsight for Tegra to get the game compiling, Tegra graphics, debugger to make sure the visuals were perfect, and the Tegra system profiler to make sure we were getting the most out of the cores.
And how does your game make use of the latest Tegra K1 technology?
So the first thing is, if you see it on the K1, it is hands down the best visual experience, best mobile visual experience of Frozen Synapse Prime, and it looks stunning. But after that, what you'll see is that we've also done some significant visual enhancements to the game, and we've done things like add reflections to make the graphics stand out further. But we've also been able to use the GPU, the extra power in the GPU, and the bandwidth it has to be able to do additional post-processing effects such as blur and a host of other things that make the game look really unique for the K1.
How does this impact the gameplay experience across the platforms you're targeting?
Well, Frozen Synapse Prime is a really deep, it's a very big game. The campaign is massive, and what you're playing when you start playing the game, it's a huge experience. So the fact that we can deliver that same console level experience on a mobile device and then add more visual effects to it just adds to the immersion, and it just makes for a better game.
Now, what are your thoughts on NVIDIA Tegra X1 technology?
X1 is really cool. Without doubt, the prospect of thinking that you have like a full-powered console processor in there, it just kind of opens up the possibilities again to thinking you could make a full title for that just as you would on a console, and you don't think about limitations anymore. You just think about how to make that experience fun for someone that's playing it on a mobile.
So what are your thoughts on the new Shield device that they announced here at GDC?
The Shield TV. That's what we're talking about. Yeah, I think the Shield TV it's an awesome step forward for us in the industry. I think it's fairly well known that these streaming set-top boxes are quite prolific, and they're doing very well. And to have something that can do all those things that an Android TV can do, and you have the console power on top of that, it's an awesome opportunity. And it also showcases the best of Android games, to like a family audience, to a wider audience. So that for us is a new opportunity. So it's really exciting.
What are your thoughts on NVIDIA Shield and Shield Tablet?
The Shield Portable and Shield Tablet are absolutely awesome devices. I mean, I've spent a lot of time. I own a portable. It's a beautiful piece of hardware. And the controls are awesome. It allows you, especially in Frozen Synapse Prime, it can be played entirely by touch, but it can also be played with a control because it was designed with that in mind. And you can also play it both ways as well. So the fact that you can do that with the twin sticks and use the touch interface that's very responsive, it's wonderful, and it's such a very powerful device. That it's definitely a step forward, and I look forward to seeing what they have to bring out in the future with it.